Yo guys, welcome back to another 5 Metas Every Pro Should Know video. It's Sunday, which means we're hitting episode 21 today, and we have a very special video. It's going to be Peru today. Um, Peru, a very difficult country to region guess, especially differentiating north from south and Amazon roads from other Amazon roads. I mean, hopefully I found a few things here that can help you out. And shout out to my friend Rowan, Rowan14, probably one of the best Peru players out there right now. Sans, I guess, RC, of course. Um, but yeah, very, very valuable Peru knowledge and something that's not in the Plunkett guide. So he's definitely provided us with a lot of information here in Peru, and I'm grateful for it, and I hope you guys are as well. So put a TY Rowan down in the comments below. But anyway, we're going to hop into Peru here. And hope you guys enjoy this episode, and hopefully you guys take away a lot from it. And of course, the JSON will be in the description down below in the Google Drive. All right, our first meta today is going to be Moquegua Bollards. And yeah, from what I could see, these were only found on pretty much 2 roads in this very small Moquegua province. And, there's not a lot covered here as well. You can see, there's some yellow roads that are just not covered. But yeah, this main road here is the one that you're really going to see these on a lot. And these Moquegua Bollards are unique just because they do have the yellow top and then a black stripe and then the white bottom here. So that's pretty much what you're looking for. And these are only found in Moquegua. And yeah, a good indication that you're in the province. And so it goes all the way up this road, going to the city of Moquegua, which the province is named after. And also, you find a little bit in Gen 3 on this road, the 102. Clicked around on some of the other roads, like this part of the 36A, this part of the 108. A lot of this is dirt road, so couldn't really find too much there. But these are the 2 main roads in which I've seen them. So, I mean, I guess it's pretty simple. If you see one of these Gen 3, I would obviously encourage you guys to do research, of course, but you see this Gen 3, good road to click on here. You see Gen 4, good road to click on this 1S going from Ilo to Moquegua. And hopefully, pretty simple one, pretty useful one, but definitely not one of our heavy hitters today. So hopefully this will help you out and will help you get a nice niche guess down in Moquegua. I'm getting the feeling that you're not subscribed. If you're not subscribed, please do. And please drop me a like on the video. It'd really help me out. Thanks, everyone. Hope you guys enjoy the video. All right, next we're going to talk about something, that I feel like a lot of people know, but Peru kilometer markers are actually extremely helpful in Peru. And I guess, a lot of people don't utilize Peru kilometer markers to their fullest potential. So let's just start by looking at something like this. So a lot of kilometer markers will just be, this white with black stripe here, and then, it says the kilometer, of where you are. But when you're outside towns or leaving a lot of towns, it'll actually say the road number. So this one says the 3S. And as you can see here, we're on the 3S. Obviously, it is a bit hard to judge because, the 3S goes quite far throughout the country. But it is very useful for, maybe helping you line up a road, getting a nice region guess down. If you want to line something up. But yeah, here are a few more examples. We have another 3S sign here. And I mean, this one looks completely different, of course. Big, big factory here. But yeah, 3S once again. And as you can see, this is only 2 kilometers in. So you can make the assumption that when we switch over from the 3N to the 3S, we're 2 kilometers in, and you can easily plonk this. Seems pretty useful to me, I would say. And that's why kilometer markers are so valuable. Now here, we're on the 1N here, as seen, and 20 kilometers in from, I guess, Santa Maria or Huacho. So this one's not as useful, but as you can see, it is a pretty coastal looking Peru landscape. So this is obviously quite helpful for you in general to maybe line up a valley and get a nice plonk down. And yeah, just a couple more examples that we're going to go through just to show that these kilometer markers are everywhere throughout the country. Here's another one on the 3N, but this one on the north, not the 3 south. And yeah, we're 1,101 kilometers in. And here's another one up here. And this is just like a general one, not actually outside of a huge town. So it's not going to show you that, oh, we're on the 5N in this situation. But yeah, this is just the general normal kilometer marker that you see. Whereas this, you get these on the bigger roads throughout Peru, and it'll definitely help you in terms of nailing down a region guess and using the landscape around you to do so. So that's just a little bit about Peru kilometer markers. I thought they were pretty useful, and hopefully this will help you get a better guess and better plonk down in Peru. All right, next we're going into absolutely heavy hitters here. These were the ones that Rowan brought out for me, and I figured I would just lump this all into meta number 3 for you guys because, I love you guys so much, and, just a lot of Peru stuff to be learned here. All right, so we're going to be talking about pole markings today, and pole markings are actually very important in Peru. I don't think it's really highlighted in the Plunkett Guide, so if you're just reading the Plunkett Guide on a surface level and not practicing Peru, you're just not going to know this. But pole markings are very important because you can get different variations of pole markings depending on where you are in the country. So first, we'll start off with the sideways pole writing here. And what I mean by sideways pole writing is, the text will be sideways like this, kind of on its side rather than being straight up and down. And then this is a good indication that you are pretty much in this like Cusco area. You can get it a little bit up near Puerto Maldonado. But yeah, just this general area. So you will not get this up here. And sometimes, or even in like this Junin province or like in this area outside Lima, you'll only get this sideways writing in this area here. And this is very good because poles are super helpful in Peru, as I will stress many, many times. But yeah, whenever I have like for me at least, it's hard when you're inside all of these mountains to region guess, oh, where am I in Peru? And sometimes, a lot of people will just default to be clicking Lima here. But with these sideways pole markings, you can pretty much just ensure a Cusco click or Abancay, as seen by these sideways pole markings, and you're going to just get a good plonk down and probably outplonk your opponent, to be completely honest. So these pole stickers are very valuable, and that's just the first of many that we're going to go over here for meta number 3. All right, next we got 2 horizontal bars here. So this one pretty much stretches a lot of the middle of the country here from this Abancay province all the way up to Tingo Maria here. And what I mean by 2 horizontal bars is it's just going to be 2 horizontal black text bars with a yellow background. So yeah, this is pretty much found everywhere in this middling region here. But the sideways text, I have not really seen too much in Ayacucho, Huancayo, of course. It's just going to be in this area. So like, it's more of a general... there's not really too much rhyme or reason to which provinces put this, I guess. I guess there is in some ways, but you're just kind of getting a general area of where it's best to hedge in some cases. Some of these pole markings, of course, that we will go over in the future in meta number 3 here, will have important city codes and stuff on them, but this is just kind of like 2 horizontal bars would indicate, oh yeah, we should be guessing. Somewhere in this Huancayo, Ayacucho area is probably the best hedge for you. And yeah, you can see these 2 horizontal bars all the way from a far ways out, but they pretty much wrap around the front side of the pole. Okay, this is probably the most valuable meta, and it's still in production, I would say, but there is a city code on some poles, and this is mainly found in this Chimbote area, the Cajamarca area, and like sometimes in Chiclayo. Doesn't really extend up to Piura. Like you can get like text like this, but it won't really say the city code. It'll just be numbers and stuff. But yeah, just looking at one of these, for example, we see CH for Chimbote here, and you might be saying, oh, that's just a coincidence that the CH is there, but let's try to find another one here. I think this is a good example where it says PAJ or Paijan, and that would be another city code. And obviously, these polls are actually really helpful. The first time when I was playing a duel with Rowan, and he told me, oh, you should look at the poll here, it's pretty useful because you can actually get, maybe figure out what exact city you're in just based off of what it says on the poll. Let's see this one in Moche here. And let's take a look at some other ones in Cajamarca, Namora, and A here. So, I mean, there is some, like, ones that, like, don't really fit in terms of their pole markings. I mean, this is not a good example, I think. It's very hard to see in Gen 3. Here's one in Cahabamba that can work. CJB for Cahabamba, of course. And yeah, city codes are actually pretty interesting, and I didn't know this was a thing, really. Just clicking through different stuff. but CA for Caras here. But yeah, that's just copious amount of examples. You can click through all of these in the JSON if you download it, upload it into mapmaking app. But yeah, I think city codes are really cool, and definitely helps you get like a really good guess down if you're playing like a little no move game. And yeah, you see city code, and you're able to, you can figure out which one it is, of course, just based off of that. Right, next one we'll move into is the South sticker. So South sticker, very, very valuable here, and it's going to be like this white square-ish text with blue lettering, pretty much is what we're looking for. So like you'll see this on a lot of the southern poles here, and it usually has this blue one underneath with white text, so kind of the inverse. But yeah, you're just looking for poles like this, white text, or white background, blue text, white background, blue text, white background, blue text. You'll see this a lot throughout many of the southern parts, white background, blue text. But yeah, this pretty much works for these two provinces here, I would say. Mostly, there's still obviously research to be done on this. And if you guys find some locations that do have this sticker, do let me know. But yeah, white background, blue text is a really good indication that you're in like the Tacna area or Moquegua area as well. All right, the last one I'm going to be talking about here is Arequipa. And Arequipa is going to have like usually a white background with like vertical text on it, sometimes red, sometimes blue. And this is very common in this Arequipa province mostly, but can extend, a little bit out. I mean, there's one very one-off instance there, but like this Arequipa province, the entire one will have pretty much this white background with red vertical text. And this one's very useful actually, just for getting Arequipa province, because this is Arequipa specific. And, if you get a one-off one, you can just chalk that one up to a fluke. Like that is just never going to happen, I would say. But yeah, white background, blue text, or white background, red text, you'll pretty much only find in Arequipa province. And yeah, this one's very useful because getting a nice guess down in Peru, especially coastal Peru, when you don't have too much info, is very useful. And this is why polls are so useful in Arequipa and Peru in general. All right, that's going to conclude our poll sticker kind of knowledge learning. Shout out Rowan, of course, Rowan14, for putting this one together for me. Had a whole JSON ready for me when I asked him about Peru, because I know he's one of the best Peru players. And yeah, thank you for his willingness to share it with us as well. But anyway, as you can see, they are pretty much split up into very distinct quadrants here, I would say. So yeah, very useful overall. And I would encourage you guys to take a look at this in the JSON, maybe do some testing yourself if you want, maybe play some Peru on the side so you can get a little bit better at it. But yeah, very useful city code polls, 2 horizontal bars, the sideways text, vertical blue, red text, and these white background blue text stickers. All right, if you're like me, you struggle with identifying the 30C from the 5N, plus the 18C, I guess. And obviously you can use road angle for some of this, but sometimes the road angle is quite similar. And the best meta that Rowan has found for us is that the 5N plus the 18C, which we will look at first, right in this middle of the country going to Pucallpa, is going to have a lot more clouds than the 30C. So if I click on any 30C location here, pretty much going to be cloudless. Like, there's really no clouds in the sky. Like, you'll get some haze, I guess, but like no distinct cloud coverage like you'll get everywhere here. Very cloudy here. And even as you move through here, like, you can get a huge distinct trail of cloud throughout this entire 5N 18C experience here. So yeah, I'm just going to click along the 5N and then move to the 18C. And the 18C, it does stay just as cloudy. A little bit more stormy, maybe on this 5N area. So maybe this is a good indication. So line it up with the road angle, of course, and this jungly look to it. And then with the 30C, you can see pretty much cloudless throughout. There are some one-offs here, but like you'll never see clouds above us really in the sky. And that's pretty much the case everywhere on this 30C. So yeah, it's a good way to distinguish between the roads. I know, like, when it gets to this openness like this, and you're on the 30C, I mean, it can look, you know, kind of like some of this stuff here, like this road. Maybe you can argue this is a bit more jungly, but like we do see a lot of clouds here, so we know we're on the 18C as we get closer to Pucallpa. And yeah, distinguishing between that and some parts of the 30C is a bit difficult, of course. So this is a good way to distinguish between the two, and definitely do some looking at it yourself on the JSON just to get a feel of what both of them look like. But this is a good way to determine between the two. All right, the last meta here is definitely a very, very big work in progress. This is Rowan's master work, of course. But this is mainly used to distinguish between like southern valleys and a lot of these northern valleys like Trujillo, Chimbote, Chiclayo, from like Ica. Because a lot of people, when they see a valley such as this, let's just click on something like this, for example. When you see something like this, you're probably going to choose one of the three, Chimbote, Trujillo, or Chiclayo, just because, like, you know, it's a lot more likely to be there. But you will get some one-offs in which you'll get a little Ica. And Ica looks quite similar to some of these rounds. If you look around here, okay, maybe this that's maybe a bit too city, too urban. But like this, I mean, how do you get Ica here? Besides looking at the yellow danger block sticker, which you can see a lot in the southern part of Peru. And compared to a like danger sticker in the northern part, I'll show you the difference just in a bit. But yeah, you'll get this yellow danger sticker a lot in the southern part of Peru, where in the northern part, if we were to take a quick look here, like let's look at the city code polls. The northern one will have a black background usually with the yellow triangle on it. So like you'll see that, and that's not just a one-off poll. You can see it faded there in the background. Maybe not on that one. But let's see. Here's another good example. Black background with the yellow triangle. Whereas in the south, with the yellow danger block, you'll pretty much only get this yellow background with the yellow triangle on it. And there are some instances, like one-offs, of course. There's one in Tarapoto here with the yellow background. But this is mainly used, at least from Rowan's experience, to distinguish southern valleys from the northern coastal valleys. So yeah, very, very useful, of course. And yeah, goes to show that, you know, research is very important in these countries, especially in countries that are very hard to tell apart in terms of region guessing, from coastal to mountains to Amazon. Peru is such a distinct and crazy place that it's definitely valuable to have these and learn a lot about poll stuff, because polls are really useful in this country. And as you can see from this video, hope you guys learned something about polls, and the yellow danger block is definitely one that is very, very important. Alrighty, thank you guys for watching another 5 metas every pro should know video. A lot of yapping was done in this video, but I think it was probably one of the most fulfilling episodes that I've done yet, because I think as difficult as Brazil or the US or Canada is, they do have their good players and people that know like pretty much every meta for every situation. Like Banana Man in the US is kind of insane. Antidotes in Brazil, of course. But yeah, when it comes to Peru, it's definitely not a solved country. So appreciate any info that we can get on this country. And, you know, it's a deceptively big country as well. So hopefully this video has helped you a little bit in terms of region guessing Peru, and I hope you guys have taken away a little bit from this video as well. Shout out to Rowan once again for putting together the JSON for us, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, of course, and I'll see you guys next Sunday for another 5 metas every pro should know video. Peace.